today's question.
A teacher asked, how can I get my students excited about science when I myself am not very excited about it?
Hello, everybody. It's John Taylor. Glad to be with you again.
And Aliya Caldwell. Hello.
So here we are. We're at ETHOS Innovation Center, but Aliya, we're not in ETHOS Innovation Center, are we?
We're not? Is this in my new office?
Hey, we're at the NSTA National Harbor 2021, meeting with teachers, getting some great just tips, ideas, talking about trends, what's happening in education. And it's very encouraging what we hear. Had some good sessions. But
Yes.
it seems like we still have a question, or somebody posed a question. What was that?
A teacher asked, how can I get my students excited about science when I myself am not very excited about it?
How can you not be excited about science?
Well, there are some people, John.
You know, actually, this happens a lot. And you got to think, well, what I think it's good as teachers think, why am I not excited about science? It's something to really think about. And it'd be a little convicting, but it really is that thing where, having worked with a lot of teachers, I worked with a lot of kids, we've discovered little kids just love science. But if science isn't happening in those early grades, they become one of those individuals who never develops that passion, and they say, I don't like science. And that's probably what you think about 4th, 5th grade, around that point.
Sometimes even younger. I mean, I think about my own experience with math. Math was very memorized and boring, and I, to this day, don't entirely like math.
Oh, my word. You know, I had that kind of feeling about language arts and all that until, as a teacher, I really saw the value of it. And now as science, I see the cross-curricular, which may point towards some solutions to this as teachers, definitely. And like, you've been doing some neat things with language arts to do science also.
Yes, I think especially as a lower elementary teacher, one thing I can do to engage my students is a picture book. I love reading stories. I love being animated. I love bringing literature to life for my students. And so one avenue I often used in the classroom was to read a picture book that had science content or a science connection.
Yes.
I often also gave my students pieces of investigations and just let them explore and build that natural curiosity. And then boom, they were hooked and they wanted to know more. And also their excitement fueled me as a teacher. When I saw them excited, when they came in class and they said, oh, I can't wait for us to do blah, blah, blah. It made me feel more motivated to try to provide those opportunities for my students. But I really think it's baby steps, John. Don't just dive in. Take a baby step. Take a little part. Take a picture book. Take an investigation. Take a piece of something and slowly build your own comfort level, your own learning, your own excitement. And then as you go on or from year to year, build upon that little tiny piece till you become a little more engaged and excited and thrilled to teach it.
Yeah, it is a gradual process, I think, too. I'm trying to think how many teachers we've worked with who said, I was a teacher who didn't like teaching science. And then they say, and now I'm just so passionate about it. And, you know, you can think the same hurdles we have with enjoying science, our kids will quite often have the same ones. I do think sometimes I love science, but I also say some areas of science I like a lot more. And I definitely was not very fanatical about teaching language arts or teaching. I love math too, actually. But as I got into teaching and working language arts into what I did, working other areas of science, it happened. I just started to develop an interest. I understood the importance, and then seeing the success with my students, it wins you over, and you start to see, oh, okay, I've missed this myself going through, but my students aren't, and they're definitely not going to, so they can really benefit from all there is to do with science and connecting that with language arts and math and such.
I think Teacher attitude, though, plays a huge role in this. If the teacher isn't willing to at least attempt it, your students are going to be the same way.
Yes.
They're going to be hesitant. They're not wanting to get involved. They're going to feel overwhelmed. They're going to feel like they can't. So even if things go catastrophically wrong, at least you tried it. Just try again. It's okay. Sometimes that learning curve for educators is just as big of a deal as it is for our students.
Yeah. And cool, we'll roll back to the idea of the picture books. As a teacher, if you're not passionate about science and you're passionate say, about language arts, that is a great time to do your science. Work science stories into your into what you're doing with the students. And that can be the kindergarten through 12th grade. Any place we can do that where you can use language arts to get your science in, or use your math to do science. And we always call that twofers. Always look for things where you're not just doing science, but you're doing language arts, you're doing math at the same time, maybe all three in social studies, art, whatever it is, that you make these connections that as you're doing maybe subjects you're more passionate about, you're also doing the science that you can help develop that love for yourself and also for your students. And I know as a student, I always had to know why, and science does a great job for providing that why for a lot of other subjects to allow yourself to go cross-curricular.
And give yourself grace. I think because sometimes we feel like we have to be the expert, we have to be perfect, but give yourself grace. If it didn't go very well, step back and evaluate why. What can we do differently? What could I try differently? And also collaborate with your peers. Yes. I know that can be intimidating as well, but even reach out to us and say, hey, how can I do this? How can I provide these opportunities for my students? And we would love to reach out and partner with you and support you and give you ideas to make it less scary for you.
And that's the neat thing about being at a conference like this, is that you're with people who figured things out, and they're passionate about it because it transformed them. It made a change with them and how they're impacting students. And they're just so excited that they want to share with others. I know my last session I was in, I think she was going a million miles per hour through stuff because she was just so amped up about this. And it was really cool. We all got into it also. We're thinking, how can we do this in our own classrooms and also pass that on to other teachers to benefit from it? Definitely a cool experience, cool thing to do. Yes. So a great question this time. Remember, everybody, look at the link at the bottom. Hit that and subscribe and join our discussions on Fridays as we talk about questions that teachers are giving to us, and we'll continue to do that to help our colleagues in our community. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
See you next time.
See you next time. ETHOS offers the Inquiry Zone professional development to schools. Helping to ensure a robust, fun, and cross-curricular approach to science is supported in all grades. Please contact us at contact@ethosinc.org.